There was once a quiet man who lived on the edge of a busy village. He rarely spoke, rarely smiled, and rarely looked anyone in the eyes. People said he carried a heavy past, but no one knew what it was. He walked like someone holding memories that hurt to touch. One morning, he came to the center of the village carrying a wooden box. The villagers watched curiously. He had never come to the square before. He placed a cloth on the ground, sat down slowly, and opened the box. Inside were dozens of smooth stones. Each stone had a word carved into it. One said anger, one said regret, another said lies, another said fear. Some stones were chipped, some cracked, some polished as if held too many times. A young man asked, "What are you selling?" The quiet man answered softly, "My mistakes." People laughed. Why would anyone buy those? But the man simply said, "Because everyone carries something, and some of you are tired of carrying it alone." The laughter stopped. A curious woman picked up a stone with regret on it. "It feels warm," she whispered. "How much?" The man replied, "Pay whatever you think it's worth. Mistakes don't have fixed prices." Soon the crowd grew larger. A father picked up anger. "It feels heavier than it looks," he said quietly. The man replied, "It always does." A boy picked up fear. "It feels cold," he said. The man nodded. "That's how it felt when I held it too long." An old woman picked up patience. "This isn't a mistake," she said. The man smiled softly. "It becomes one when we forget to use it." People began choosing stones that felt like parts of themselves, not because they wanted the mistake, but because they wanted to understand it. For the first time, the villagers weren't laughing. They were listening. Within an hour, he had sold every stone. A man asked him, "Why would you sell your mistakes? Don't they belong to you?" The quiet man looked at his empty box and said, "Mistakes are meant to be learned from, not carried forever." Another villager asked, "And how does letting strangers buy them help you?" He closed the box gently. "Because when someone else sees your mistake," he said, "it becomes a lesson, not a burden." The villagers fell silent. Some looked at the stones in their hands and saw their own lives reflected back. Then a little girl approached him. She held out a tiny stone he had accidentally dropped. On it was written, "Forgiveness." She asked, "Why didn't you sell this one?" The man's eyes softened, and for the first time, his voice trembled just a little. "Because this," he said, "is the only mistake I refuse to make again." He placed the stone gently in his pocket like protecting something precious. As he stood and walked away, the villagers felt something strange, as if the weight on their hearts had shifted too. Long after he was gone, they still spoke about the man who sold his mistakes, and how buying them helped them finally understand their own. If you could let go of one mistake, which one would it be?